Hello YouTube. This is an Iron Man, unofficial Iron Man, do-it-yourself account, guide to Nightmare Zone. I've had a few friends request this, so because they can't seem to find videos on the internet already, and explaining it through typing like that is hard for them to understand. So I'm only going to do one setup for this video, which is like a maxed main setup or whatever, like a maxed Iron Man setup. And this is an unofficial Iron Man. You can't see an emblem. I don't have an emblem. Started 8 months ago. As of about 8 months ago, as of today. And so what you're going to need to do is obviously you're going to have to start out with at least 30k or at least 6k in your Nightmare Zone coffers. And you're gonna have a base requirements of at least a few overloads and some absorption pots. I like to take anywhere from 4 to 5 full overloads, and the rest of my inventory filled with absorption pots. Those 4. You're gonna want ice gloves in case you have to kill some of the bosses that require ice gloves, like the big rock cake guy and the one flame guy from Desert Treasure. I always like to carry the anti-dragon shield so I don't have to pick it up at the beginning of the match. You're obviously going to want the Dwarven Rock Cake. I like to use Full Void melee. It's really good because you get better hits and your defense doesn't really matter because you're not going to get hit really at all anyways. Your best weapon, for me, it's my Abyssal Whip, which I got 85 Slayer to get, my Rune Defender, and my Fire Cape. And then you're going to want your best necklace. If you don't have a Fury, either use a Glory or a Strength Amulet or a Power Amulet. And then your best ring. My best ring is my Berserker ring right now. And then when you get to certain bosses, you're going to have the switch to range. So these don't really matter. Oh, and you're going to want Dragon Boots, or your best boots, Climber Boots. And so after you have your weapons set up, you're gonna wanna talk to the Dominic Onion, and you're gonna wanna start your mode. I already have a preset on Rumble, which I will apply, and that means my mode will be ready. You're gonna wanna do a lot of quests to get a lot of bosses, and some bosses are really not gonna be all that great. Such as, if you do finish RFD, which I did do a long time ago, I finished Recipe for Disaster. A lot of the bosses from that aren't bad, and some of them aren't even quite good. But one of the bosses, especially, at least for me, Caramel from Recipe for Disaster, really gets to me. I can't kill it very fast. And some of my friends have said that they struggled with Camille, the ice boss from Desert Treasure, but at least for me, I don't really struggle on him. I'll try to find him somewhere in my Nightmare Zone and show you my method for killing him so it's not too terribly bad. But so you're gonna have a lot of quests, and like the only main requirement quest is like Desert Treasure, because that gives you lots of points when you kill the Inadequacy, which is another quest that you'll be required. You'll want to do if you want a lot of points. You're going to want to do Lunar Diplomacy and Dream Mentor, because Lunar Diplomacy and Dream Mentor specifically, unlocks the Inadequacy and all of the Dream Mentor bosses, which all are actually fairly easy to kill and give a good amount of points. But anyways, to start off your Nightmare Zone floor, you're going to want to eat outside. Because I know one time I've eaten inside the Nightmare Zone and then I accidentally got lower than 51 HP. You're gonna want to get to 51 HP because the overload reduces your health by 50. And also always remember to set up your quick prayer to rapid heal. And rapid heal will reset your HP regen timer, so that if you flick it like that, like on and off real quick, it resets your timer, because normally you regen your health every 60 seconds, and if you flick this every like 30 to 60 seconds or 30 to 50 seconds ish, it will reset that timer, and then you'll never gain another HP. And so then you can always stay at the lowest amount of health possible. And don't forget to bring spec weapons. I choose to bring my Dragon Dagger in case I have spec and I want to kill Elvarg, because Elvarg is obviously going to spawn if you've done that quest. And then Granite Maul if I can use both my hands and not have to use my Anti-Dragon Fire Shield. So when you're down at 51 HP, you're going to want to go in. Yeah, I'm just going to quickly click on scroll that real quick. And I like to flick on real quick, run towards the center, drink an overload dose. It'll wreck your health like this. And then I like to start out and I like to keep at least above 100 or about 100 absorption dose hits. And you can't really see it because it's behind my OS Buddy overlay, but back here you can see the 100. And I always like to start out with my Anti-Dragon Fire Shield on, keep my auto retaliate off, and get ready to do some fighting. And at the beginning of the round, ooh, I got lucky. Look at that inadequacy right off the bat. All the other bosses are quite good. So what you're going to do is always try to get behind, so the least amount of bosses will be hitting you at once. Oh, need to change that real quick. Have that to left click. And so you want to start this, and then you just kill your bosses. I'll be back when I get to a point where I probably should show you guys some stuff. Okay, I just finished killing that inadequacy, and I ended up getting a Dagannoth Mother. So that's not a terrible boss. It's quite easy to just avoid. It's a boss you're not going to want to kill because it takes quite a bit of time to kill. And seeing it can only hit up to 1 HP with only having 1 HP and overload pots, you don't have to worry about it too bad. It's not going to affect you too much. And sometimes you'll get all 4 of them, and you'll have to like either start killing one or just wait for an ultimate force that will wipe your entire board, which is sometimes good to do to get a fresh start of monsters. Otherwise you can kind of avoid these Dagannoth Mothers. And for bosses like Agrath Nar, he'll teleport you too, so he's always a top priority to kill. And then for this, the Tyrese, if you've done the Haunted Mine quest, it's always good to, when he gets close to you, hit him, just so he goes away, and you'll slowly deal damage to kill him. And if you can flick your best prayers, that's also a good option. Don't forget that. Rapid heal flick in there. And see, as I did there, I just switched to my Anti-Dragon Fire Shield. Now I can switch off of it because I know I don't have an Elvarg. And the reason you want to do that is because otherwise Elvarg will do mass like prayer drain on you, and that sucks because you're gonna need at least a little bit of prayer to keep doing your rapid restores or your rapid heals. So just now I got a power surge. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to take your spec weapon out and obviously just slap on that power surge and just spam it up. The Granite Maul is very powerful because you're almost consistent hits. You're almost going to be doing consistent hits. Ooh, I got another Agrath Nar over there. And as you probably didn't tell. You probably couldn't tell because it happened right before I recorded, and I didn't realize to record. But my overload dose ran out after 5 minutes. So what you want to do when you notice your overload runs out, you want to quickly as fast as you can take another sip of that, and instantly drink 1 or 2 more doses of absorption pots, because I lost a prayer. Because I accidentally left my rapid heal on. That's not very good. Doesn't matter too much. So when you take your overload, it doesn't hurt your overload. But when you're higher HP, all the monsters can hit higher on you, so your absorption pots will drain a lot faster until you're down to no hit points or no overloads. So that's why you want to quickly drink a couple of these when you drink an overload, and then you should be good, fine and dandy. Now I just got my first Slaglith boss, which he's got a lot of tank armor, or a lot of tank defense. So what you want to do is pick up this pickaxe and use the pickaxe against him. It hits a lot stronger. I didn't even know this until a few weeks ago, that he was really weak to the pickaxe when I checked the wiki. It does hit a lot slower, but it hits a lot harder on him. so it'll kill him quicker, especially in this instance now where I got 2 Dagannoth mothers and a jungle demon, which the jungle demon I will be killing next as long as I don't get a good boss. But the jungle demon often does take quite a while to kill with both melee and range, at least for me. Right after I turned the recorder off, I ended up getting an ultimate force, which I'm going to take because these bosses are all kind of not that great. So I'm just going to take it and hope I don't get pooped on with new bosses, with terrible new bosses. I managed to get an Elvarg off of that, which is not terrible, not bad, because as long as you have your Dragonfire shield on, she won't completely destroy your prayer. She will still, however, do some damage to your prayer. It's just not as bad as if you had your shield off. But I also ended up getting some other good bosses like this Mii, which from Lunar Diplomacy is quite easy to kill and decent amount of points. If you kill an Elvarg, it's good to pick up the bones because those can actually be taken out of your Nightmare Zone dream and used to bury and stuff like that after your dream. So what I like to do is I just like to take these bones just because they're free bones. Might as well, right? Here's where it gets annoying. I got a Caramel, and this boss, seeing I like to take Auto Retaliate off, it's really annoying because you have to click on the boss every time. So what you're gonna do is just kind of get set up here and just start spamming, and that's about it. That's about all you can do. The only other thing you can do is if you're down on overloads, I mean you don't have too many of your absorption pots and you have some free inventory, you do have the option to go and grab some runes for your best fire spell, because he is weak to fire spells. Or she, I don't know what it is, it's a he or she. But otherwise, you kinda just gotta click on him as much as you can, and this is the same thing with Camille. Seeing he does this Ice Barrage, for some reason it disables your Auto Retaliate, and you just gotta click on him as much as you can. The Caramel's dead, you can just continue on like normal and you don't have to do the spam clicking. You're just not going to be able to run because that douchebag drains your run. Here. And after the Nest Inadequacy, ooh, I got a Power Surge as well. This is some good luck right here. After this Inadequacy, I'm going to aim towards killing this Desertus, depending on what my next boss is. And this boss is, at least for me, I always seem to get my best hits on him if I use range, so that will be the first time that I will be switching to my Void Ranger Helm and my Crystal Bow, and I will be taking him out with that. When Inadequacy is killed, I'm going to switch to my Rapid and aim at this Desertus, because I got a Tree Spirit as my other boss in replacement. Luck is so real. Right after that Desertus, I got another Inadequacy. Dang, I wish I could always have this luck. These points are coming in so quick. This is like my 3rd one, I believe. To mention this before, but now that I got another Caramel, I remembered. He obviously wrecks your stats, as most of my stats are down to 1 and 2. But the for your combat stats, the overloads counteract this effect and they restore your combat stats back up. So that's actually quite nice, and you don't have to bring in stat restores, which will save resources in the long run. It's quite nice. Just got a back-to-back Caramel, but whatever. I got so many nice inadequacies, so it's all good. It is another inadequacy. Damn, this so pays off for all the Caramels. Here's the point where you're gonna want to use your rock cake or your ice gloves. I really don't have to kill this boss, but he's actually not too bad. Oh, that's terrible. I just got another Caramel. Well, I guess this is a nice thing to mention as well. If you have a Caramel along with a Power Surge, it's good to take out your Dragon Dagger, if you have it, and use the spec on there, because even though he drains your spec, you can still normally pop in some good Dragon Dagger specs. Alright, now that guy's killed, I can finish off this Flambeed. He's like a rock cake. And you're gonna have to use ice gloves, which makes it so you don't really get the full void set bonus, but he is still pretty easy to kill. And so if you're in this kind of situation, I mean, the Black Demon and the Tree Spirit, all these bosses are pretty easy to kill. But if you are stuck in a situation where you have 3 bad bosses and then Flamebed ends up coming up, I just want to reassure you that he's not too bad to kill, and it'll help you. It'll speed up your points in the long run. seems I have disconnected from the server. So this might be the... oh, there it comes back. Jumping back into life. Maybe not. Perfect lure. If you can get all the monsters in a line 4 like this, it's perfect. And you only can take damage from one of the monsters, and it's great. I can demonstrate this. I finally got a Camille, and I can demonstrate. You just switch over to your range setup, and then you gotta kind of click on him in the distance. Maybe try and get to a spot where you only have one thing attacking you, if you can, like this. Perfect. And then you can just kind of click on him. Don't forget to do your rapid heal flicks every few seconds, or every like 30 seconds ish, and you should be good. As just keep up on overloads and absorption, and you'll be fine. Perfect time to use the zapper. The zapper will attack this all melee, basically all melee bosses, but it's really good to have a zapper when you have this boss, the Haunted Mine boss, because the zapper does not make him like run away, so a lot of the damage will be dealt on him and you won't have to worry about him running away, so you basically get some free points in there. Pretty nice.